Hi, could you please briefly introduce yourself, like your name, job, and the place you work at?
Hello, I'm Kennedy Kuhn. I am a communications and marketing specialist at Crawford Hoying in Dublin.
And could you briefly describe your job, like what you do for your company?
Sure. So, my job is not your typical communications and marketing specialist, whatever you may think that is. I do primarily a lot of copywriting and PR work. So, I'm kind of a one man show over there. But then I'm also jumping in doing things with event planning for the city. I do all kinds of stuff, branding, things like that.
What made you want to become a marketer?
So I am very much a people person. So having that communication background within marketing, I loved that concept of getting to talk to people. So I actually do a lot of the media outreach and get to connect. But I also really liked the creative side of having an input on, okay, what is our company's branding going to look like for this, or what have you. So combining those two is really why I wanted to do what I'm doing.
What are some of the education and training you've received for this job?
So for this job, I actually was unprepared until my senior year of college. I knew I thought I wanted to do journalism. I thought I wanted to do childhood education, and then circled back to PR. So when I was a senior in college, I joined PRSSA at Ohio State. And then that was my junior year. And then I became really involved and then became the vice president for that organization my senior year of college. And then I had some internships throughout, which of course my college years were during COVID, so that made it a little bit tricky. So a lot of them were virtual or hybrid models. But fast forward now, the company I work with, they're actually really, really great about wanting you to continue your growth and learning. So right now I'm part of PRSA, which is the big brother of PRSSA. I'm on the board for Nationwide Children's Hospital. I'm on the board here at Emerald Campus. And then, just Google training, other things like that is what I'm still working on.
How did you find about this company you work with, and what made you want to work here?
So when I was in college, I was a hostess at Urban Meyer's Pint House in Bridge Park. And so Crawford Hoying is located right across the street. And then I also knew that they were the developers of Bridge Park. So I would see them a lot, actually, the people that work at Crawford Hoying now, coming in because they would all hang out. And I was like, that is just such a cool concept that people can work together, but then also, have a leisure time outside of work together. And so that's how I really became interested in it. And then a friend of mine at the time, he is a he is related. Yeah, he's a relative of one of the people that I work for. So it was kind of like that connection there, but then also just me being like, okay, I can kind of get an idea as to what working there would look like just through having them come in and always be happy and hanging out. And so that's really why I wanted to. And then plus just real estate and development, I think, is so fascinating with architecture and everything that goes into it. So it was a happy accident, I think.
Could you explain your day in the life as a marketer?
Yes. So my days change each day, which keeps things exciting. But most times I wake up, I get into the office about 8:30. And then from there, I usually have about 5 or 6 meetings throughout the day. Sometimes they're with clients that we have. Sometimes it's just internal meetings. And then I always block time off. And then I've got to check, okay, did we have any media coverage of the company? Did we, were we featured in I don't know, some type of newsletter elsewhere? And so I'm responsible for finding all of that coverage. And then I meet with my boss and she says, hey, Kennedy, we got a list of things for you to do. So then I'm typically writing the press releases or correcting press releases that have been sent out already through the media. I don't know. It really changes every day. Sometimes I'm in Dayton. Sometimes I'm in Cincinnati, checking out the properties, meeting with people. So ever changing, but fun. Lots of traveling. Yep.
In conclusion, what is your favorite part about your job?
So this is probably going to sound like a cliche answer, but it's the real one. The culture. So when I've worked other jobs too, and I always would hear, culture is so important. You got to make sure that you fit. And I was just kind of like, okay, yeah, like I get it. It's important. But it wasn't until I started working at this company that I realized how valued that really is. And so again, it's people are hanging out with each other outside of work. It's more than just going to work and checking out. It's you make friendships, you create all kinds of different relationships with people. And so, I think my favorite part is the people I work with.